Hello, Parsave fans, and welcome back to the conclusion of the Maiden Shade Open 2020 final round, back 7. My name is Joey Temali. I'm here with my good buddy
Derek Sahr, and I am so excited to see this battle. All of these guys are playing so well.
We have a great battle on site. Jimmy holding on to a 2-stroke lead. Going into hole 15, par 4, 540. This is the first hole in kind of a stretch of 3 or 4 par 4s that are all under 600 feet, which for these players means that a 3 is kind of the expectation here. But this hole in particular plays more tricky than the following holes because of this OB sand trap. And Jacob has done kind of the perfect play.
Yeah, that sand trap is a bit tricky because you can't get too aggressive to try to go for the 2. So leaking out left is the play to do, like you just said. Ooh.
And I think Miller is probably going to do the same here. He's got enough lift. He's going to be in a very similar spot. That's kind of exactly where you want to be.
Yeah, just past those trees on the left-hand side and just into that open field.
And at this point in the round, Colin Bailey is also 2 strokes back on a scorcher round. So Colin is also at 18 under here. But it's important to note that this was a shotgun start tournament. So Colin started on hole 2. So when this round finishes, Colin has 1 more hole left to play. So for those players on this card who are looking at the scores, that is something to keep in mind.
Oh,
Louis had success with this shot in the first round and just did not get it low enough and turned enough to kind of be in a good spot. He got a decent kick, but this is not going to be an easy shot.
Yeah, he's got a bit of an awkward forehand stance here.
It looks like he's going to try to do the same thing he did the first round with this low forehand. Oh, he went high. And
oh, no.
That wind slammed that straight into the sand trap. Jimmy, pretty routine shot here.
Looks like an old end of a disc. I wonder what that could be. Almost looks like a gator, but... Oh, man.
Not the best shot. I mean, that's outside the circle. He's probably not super happy with that. Oh, boy.
Oh, Josh.
Man, he got put right behind that tree.
Mm-hmm.
Tried to go Anheuser and then have it fade back, and that did not work.
Boy, Jacob's got a good chance here.
Boy, he must have really ripped that. That is a lot. I mean, that's all a 450, 470 off the tee there.
Yeah.
And, you know, this is the bummer with this little sand trap. You have to take it. There's basically no way you're going to make your putt from the other side of this sand trap. So Miller now forced to basically just lay up.
Yeah, in any way, shape, or form. Yeah.
I mean, this is all of 85 feet to the basket, so...
Wow, you can just see the wind just crush his disc, even just right out of his hand. Jimmy needs this putt here.
Oh, great step putt.
Jacob has a good chance to pick up quite a few on the card here.
Yeah, 1 on the leader. Oh,
Man.
that wind just killed it.
Louis about the similar distance. He just saw Jacob's putt, and Louis is a good enough golfer to kind of adjust off of that. Oh, no.
Or not. Yeah, that crosswind. Slamming those discs a little bit.
Yeah, double bogey for Louis. Jimmy just
Taking a par.
Taking a par, taking it easy, not doing anything too crazy as Josh carts a bogey.
So Josh is going to drop back a stroke. Jacob and Jimmy will stay the same. Louis, that might kick him out of the running there for this one. That is a decent amount of strokes to make up with not many holes left.
Yeah.
And it's important to note, Colin Bailey 3'd that hole. So he is now up to 19 under, 1 stroke off the leader. Going into hole 16, par 4, another one of these 500 to 550 foot par 4s. Second of 3 in a row here. Similar shot to the previous hole, just you want to get as much distance off the tee. The miss, again, is left, and just another controlled upshot into the green. Wow, that is an interesting play.
Jacob.
I'm guessing he's maybe going sidearm to keep it close to that tree line.
Yeah, I would assume so. He has a huge backhand. I'm a little curious as to why he didn't throw the backhand, because he did so well in the last hole.
Yeah, I think the one disadvantage of leaking too far left is you end up where Jared was in the first round and you can't see the basket. And, I mean, who am I to criticize after a shot like that?
Yeah. Jimmy, favorable kick, kept him just on the edge of the woods there.
Yeah, that's not a bad shot. Miller got a rampage in his hand, going big, because it's Miller time.
Yeah, he knows he needs to make something happen.
Yep. Yep, that's fine.
Yeah, great shot. He may have an obstructed view to the basket from there just because of that hillside.
And Louis was not super happy after the previous hole, and I told him, just make the catch cam spin, buddy. And he said, I can't do that, and then this happened.
Oh my gosh, hugging that right side so well.
Look at that.
Oh, level look for 2.
That was a rip.
That was
450?
Yeah.
With a lot of wind.
Wow, Louis. And sometimes it takes these big holes to just kind of, you have a bad hole and you just release something big, and Louis just did that.
Jimmy needs to put this close, and
ooh,
what a shot.
Great forehand, Jimmy. And as we said, Josh does have that obstructed view. Maybe he can see the basket from where he is.
He's a little taller than Jared.
Yeah.
Yep.
Great shot.
Jacob. Oh, that's a little inside.
Yeah.
But that's fine.
Yeah, right in his range. Heck, you can.
And look at this.
Wow.
What a drive.
This would be huge if he can make this putt. Oh, and he knew it too. He ran it.
Oh, man.
Great run, Louis.
And that is, I would say that's the one kind of shortcoming of the jump putt and spin putt kind of put together, is if you miss everything, that, and you can see Louis still probably has 25, 30 feet left.
Yeah, as Jacob cards another birdie.
Look at this.
He is coming. Great putt. Yeah, he knows it too.
Yeah, so, I mean, this is not, this is not the putt that you want to be having for your 3 after a drive like that.
Yeah, he just knew he needed to make something happen. Looks like maybe he hit a little weed on his way to putt. And that can sometimes really throw you off, is when you're swinging into your putting form and you hit like some weeds with your hand.
Yeah, you kind of do your little practice, and then especially like on a straddle putt, I don't quite like squat as low as I do on my practice swing, and then when you go down, you feel something.
And Jimmy cards another birdie. That's what he needs. That's
a big 3, because Colin also 3'd this hole, so he's staying 1 stroke back. Miller, this is just to kind of keep pace with the field here.
I just noticed Josh brought like 5 discs with him to that putt.
Yeah, in this wind, you never know.
Exactly. And there's Louis, just rip. Hat stayed on, though.
Yeah, unlike the namesake of that hat, Adam Hammis, who's notorious for losing his hats on drives and putts.
Jacob is right there, back of Jimmy. This is getting close as we jump into hole 17, 561 feet. With seeing some of these guys' power, I would not be surprised if they had a look for a 2. It's wide open. It's a bomber hole. You absolutely want to get the 3 if you can. But
not to mention a ripping tailwind.
Yeah, and a good tailwind too.
Yeah, these guys get it up high enough.
Wow, it's just dropping out of the sky. Nothing wrong with that.
That's a rip, though. That's really far.
Jimmy, I know he's going to play something nice and smooth.
Hey, quit standing in the way of my shots. Can't see the disc.
Yeah, it looks like he pulled it a little bit right. A little bit of Annie. Josh looks like he's really going to try to go big here. He's setting up a big Anheuser.
Rampage in his hand. He's going to try to do what Ben Kroll was doing in the first round with those kind of Anheuser to flat lines with those D2s. And...
holy cow.
Yeah, that worked pretty well.
There you go. Got over on a little bit.
That is a rip. If Louis can put some movement on like he did the previous hole, he could get up there for a 2 look.
Yeah, Louis at this point, he's going to need a lot to threaten for a win. But that is the second good rip in a row from him. That tailwind kind of keeps it from maybe reaching its full potential.
Yeah, holy cow. The tailwind is just killing their discs. I think Jimmy's on the better side for the backhand approach because it is a little bit of a left to right green.
Sure. Yeah, this is a zone. And he plays that really good.
Left a little bit, though, and he needs that.
Yeah, especially when you're leading a tournament, you know, those putts coming down the stretch. A 15-footer feels like, 25, 30 feet, and then you add in a massive wind, and now all of a sudden it feels pretty far away.
Jacob just with a casual jump putt.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's got some power behind him.
Miller, this is a pretty solid drive. Probably just about 500, well, just under 500 feet. I mean, he's got a little throw up to the basket there.
Great putt. He's fighting for some positions here right now, so every birdie really, really counts.
Yeah, there's definitely a good battle going on here for second, battle for third, and with all the other cards out there on the course.
Jimmy taking his time, getting a good feel for the wind. I notice he likes to do that. He stops, he takes his extra second just to maybe kind of feel out how the wind is blowing. Oh.
That is a good putt.
That was great.
Jacob. Jinx. The closest competitor on this card to challenging Jimmy here answers.
Yeah.
That's what he needs to do right now. That's all you can do. Just hope he makes a mistake.
And you can just see the trees and the grass and the wind just ripping. Even putts like this are very difficult.
You can even see, I saw it right before Miller putt, the cage was even moving a little bit.
Shaking in the wind.
Yeah. And, he's not out of this. If you're Jacob and Josh, you just kind of got to hope Jimmy makes a mistake.
Yeah.
Colin also three'd this hole, so... he's in solo second right now, one back of Jimmy. And remember, he's got an extra hole to play.
Yeah, that's right.
And most of these guys basically were looking at the scores. They kind of knew what was going on. If you weren't looking at it, chances are you heard Josh talk about it. So you basically knew where you were. Hole 18, par 3, 237. This is a tough one into this dead headwind. The difficulty of this hole right now is trying to get the disc to fade back to the left as much as you want because the headwind kind of straightens it out. So these guys are going to be throwing on extreme hyzers.
Oh.
And
that's what can
a
happen.
lot can happen when you put the disc up like that.
Yeah, that is such a difficult angle to control. And this is a stable disc. I'm not sure what disc this is, but he was throwing it a lot.
Maybe a Champ Firebird?
Yeah.
And looks like a kind of similar reaction to Jacob's, but he didn't throw it quite as hard. That is a great shot.
Yeah, and Jimmy needs to birdie out here because these guys are coming.
Yeah, at this point, that's control his own destiny. If he birdies out, the worst that can happen is he gets in a playoff with Colin, if Colin birdies out as well. So, his fate is in his own hands right now. And that's a good shot to keep it up for him. Louis again going with this forehand route. See if he takes it a bit wider this time. Oh, he put a little more ante on it. That was not treated very kindly by the headwind.
Yeah, a little bit on the left side there. Put an ante on it. And Firebirds do come back, but not with that much wind.
Oh, my goodness. Yeah, he's not having the best round. He knows it.
This would be quite impressive if Jacob can make this putt.
Jimmy is close. He needs this. Oh my goodness.
Oh, wow.
And, that's the worst, when he's still out. This is not much more than 28, 30 feet. Oh, my goodness.
Oh, it held on to it.
Look
He
at
knows
him.
it.
Yeah.
Held on the left side of that Disc King. Whew.
Now, here's Miller. This is to pull even with Jacob.
Yeah.
This is a big putt. 20, 25 feet maybe. Man, this wind is ripping.
Oh, no.
Oh, and he knows
a
it.
little left.
That might have cost him the tournament right there, or a chance at it.
And Jimmy, seeing both of those guys get pars there, he knows he needs to make this putt. There's a lot riding on this putt right now.
Oh, my goodness. He knows it.
That keeps it a lot closer.
That is not what he wanted right there. And to make matters worse, Colin Bailey birdied this hole. So they are now tied.
Oh, wow. So Jimmy really needs to go get these next birdies.
They are now tied, and Colin has an extra hole to play. Because at this point, we were basically running into them on every tee pad.
Yep.
So it wasn't like he was finishing his last hole as we were finishing our last hole. We were kind of finishing, and then we had to wait around and see.
And Anthill hole 19, 337 feet. It feels like it does play a little bit further than that. Par 3, you really want to get this disc wide to the right with this wind because it's going to push it left. And as we saw last round, Louis put this under the basket, so it'd be great to see him do it again.
Yeah, you don't want to be left on this hole just because it's a bit more of a death putt. It's really tricky in this headwind, but that is really good.
That puts the pressure on Jimmy. That puts a lot of pressure on Jimmy here. See if he can step up.
Oh my. And he flipped this. That's got to start fading.
Yeah. Come on, Jimmy.
Oh.
And there's Colin on the next hole.
There's Colin on the next tee. Miller needs to put this close if he wants any chance at being in the conversation for the win here. He's hung it wide, but he started this on hyzer the whole way. Does it have
Needs to
enough?
work.
Oh, yeah. Great shot.
Wow.
Yeah, never flipped up.
Mm-hmm.
Louis with the popped-off destroyer. And he threw basically the same angle as Josh, but much more inside, so he's going to be left with 35 feet, and that is a death putt with that little mound there.
Jimmy. Boy, if
Do you think he laid that up on purpose? Or
I don't
was that the
know.
wind?
Very hard to tell. Oh, but now Jacob, if he makes this putt, this makes this a very, very interesting battle, and he does.
So now Jacob is 1 stroke back, and this is Miller to come within 2, which there's 2 holes left, but in this wind, anything could happen.
Exactly.
So honestly, if you're Josh Miller at this point, you're a little surprised after missing that putt on the last hole that you have another opportunity like this.
Come on, Josh. Yeah.
Good correction. And our regular chase card update. Colin Bailey 3'd this hole.
Uh-oh.
So Jimmy and Colin remain tied at 22. Jacob has now pulled within 1 stroke of the leaders. But remember, Colin with the little asterisk next to his 22 because he has an extra hole to play. And Miller's only 2 back.
Yeah. It is so tight at the top right now. It is truly anybody's game. I'm so excited to get these holes going here.
Hole 20, par 3, 213 feet. Low sidearm. If you have the guts to go with the backhand hyzer and play it really tight to those trees, you can. Most people are going to go with that low, stable sidearm. Some people will go low backhand turnover. It's definitely, these last 2 holes are must-get birdies, just like the first 2. Jacob.
Holy
Oh my
cow.
goodness.
The wind
Elevator.
just lifted it. But still just outside the circle, maybe like 45 feet.
Yeah, that's not bad.
And Josh is going to play that hyzer route. It's so difficult to control that.
I think this is a recluse. Does that sound right?
Yeah, it could be. That is
Super
a pretty
overstable
stable
legacy mid-range. And did he play it right?
Little short.
But that's the putt you want.
Yes.
Uphill. You can definitely run it. I know he will. This is crunch time for him. He knows it.
And the other 2 players aren't extremely close. Jimmy needs to put this.
This is
no.
going to get smashed around by the wind.
Oh, very similar to where Josh is.
Yeah, that might be a bit more of that low ceiling, though. Because I think he might be a bit more behind that tree. Louis with the Firebird keeps it low, but once it starts to fade, it's going to get a little bit lift.
Yeah, those forehands are really pushing after the flight plate gets exposed.
That's exactly what happened to Jacobs.
Oh. He needed that putt.
And he knew that Jimmy... Yeah, you can see this low ceiling. He has to go to a straddle and try to hyzer around these branches. This is not an easy putt.
And this is a moving window as well. His window is constantly moving because of the wind.
Yeah,
Oh.
I don't know if there was any way he was going to make that. That was extremely difficult.
Yeah.
Here's Louis. Hopefully he can try and just finish strong, jump a couple people.
Yeah.
Nice putt.
Nice job, Louis.
All right, Miller. He's got a chance now. Pull into a tie for second. Or third. Tie for third.
I bet that grass just disappeared right out of his hand.
This is a big putt. Oh,
Nice.
he squeaks it in there.
Oh. Wow, this just made the final hole so interesting. As long as Jacob can make this putt. And he does.
So what do you think Colin took on this hole?
I'm going to go with it. He took a 2 because he took a 4 last round.
He took a 3.
Oh, my goodness.
So we have 2 people tied at 22 and 2 people tied at 21. Going into the last hole.
This is a must get. It's birdie or bust right here.
Yeah,
deciding the tournament. And here we go. Hole 21, the final hole of the 2020 Maiden Shade. 232 feet, par 3. It plays favorable to a forehand because it is a right to left green, but a lot of these guys will be throwing the backhand, probably something pretty stable, maybe a mid-range. I prefer a driver personally, but I throw drivers on everything.
Yeah. Without the wind, it's probably the easiest hole on the course. With the wind, still a very gettable hole. Miller, great shot. Keeping that clutch nice and high. Tailwind dropped it a bit, but he had compensated for that. Here's Jacob. Oh, and wow.
A lot of dancing, a lot of moving.
There's the tailwind.
And that leaves him with a putt.
Louis, PA3, end the tournament, end the day with some happiness here. Oh, that's a little stable, but that's the putt you want.
Mm-hmm. Putting uphill, yep. All right, Jimmy.
Now, he knows that Colin is just tapped out on this hole and is moving to the next one, so the only thing he can do here is birdie. He doesn't know what Colin took. He doesn't know what he's going to take on the next hole.
And look at
that's how you play it.
Jimmy. Wow. All right, Jacob, this is a big putt. Oh, no.
He had been putting so good all around. All right, here's Louis.
that face behind Louis is... Yeah.
Oh, what a finishing putt. That's always a good feeling to finish your day with a couple good birdies.
Yeah. Great finish by Louis there. So cool to see him play. And seriously, Louis, great luck. Good luck on the tour, man.
Yeah, he's been on fire recently, playing really good in a lot of pro tours. And here it is.
This could be the deciding putt.
This is to move to 23 without knowing
and
what Colin has done.
Nice. Jimmy. That could be it. That could have been the winning putt right there for Jimmy. Jacob, just to keep it close. Yeah, great tournament, Jacob. Again, I haven't met you, man, but I absolutely look forward to it, and I hope I get to play with you. Your putting is phenomenal. And Josh, to tie. And he does.
Go into 22. That's for solo third.
Wow. Good job, Josh.
So, should I spill the beans?
I think it's time.
Colin Bailey went 2 for 2. He birdied 21 and hole 1. And he finished the tournament at 24 under par.
Oh.
So he comes back with a scorching round to take the win by 1 stroke.
Wow, congratulations, Colin and Jimmy. What a battle.
Great shooting by the whole field. I mean, look at those top 4. They're all within 3 strokes of each other. Just fantastic shooting, but Colin Bailey shooting a 13 down.
Holy cow.
With a birdie on 1 to close it out.
What a battle by everybody at the top. Oh my goodness. So exciting to watch that.
Thank you guys so much for tuning in. Huge shout out to Trevor and his whole crew for running the tournament.
Yeah.
As always, we appreciate you guys tuning in, and we'll catch you next time.
Thank you, guys.